Hello and welcome back to my channel, House of Christian, where I DIY my best life. And one of the best ways that I stay on track with my daily life and projects is by having a bullet journal. So for today's video, we're setting up our bullet journal for the new year. First things first, let's talk supplies. For my bullet journal, I'm going with the brand Scribbles That Matter. It's a bullet journal that I read a lot about online, mostly Reddit, and I heard it works really well with fountain pens. A lot of the popular ones like Moleskine tend to be too thin and tend to have bleed through for fountain pens. And that's what I'm really into at the moment, which leads into our next tool, a writing utensil. These are my two pens of choice. They're both fountain pens, but you can always just use a pencil or any pen. You can also use highlighters to add pops of color, but it's totally optional. They make your journal more fun to use. If you want to go the extra mile, a lot of people will be creative and use washi tape, stencils, or stickers to personalize your pages. Remember, you don't need fancy tools to start. Even a simple notebook and pen will do. Now let's go over what makes a bullet journal so effective. The system is based on rapid logging, which uses bullets and symbols to organize tasks, events, and notes. Here's a cheat sheet. A dot or a bullet for tasks, a circle for events, a dash for notes. You'll also use an index to keep track of your pages and a future log for long-term planning. And don't forget about migration, which means moving tasks forward if they're unfinished. More on that later. The beauty of the system is that it's completely customizable to fit your needs. For the first page, we're going to have our index. This is where, as you number the pages, all of your page numbers will be listed so you can easily cite them as you create collections and need to find exactly what page it's on. Let's start with the yearly spread. This is where you'll plan for the big picture. I like to set up a future log with a simple layout. I like to plan 6 months at a time. So divide the page into 3 sections and label them January through March. And the next page, April through June. This is going to be space to jot down big events, deadlines, or birthdays. Next, I like to make a goals page. This is where I write down my personal, professional, and wellness goals. And if you're into visual inspiration, consider adding a vision board, spread with quotes, images, or even doodles that reflect your aspirations for the year. Now for the monthly setup. I start with a monthly calendar where I write down important dates like meetings or appointments. You're going to start by adding the month at the top, of course, and then just numbering out the days. And then you're going to put the corresponding day next to the date. We're going to keep it simple and just do the monthly. You can also set up a habit tracker. This can help you to stay consistent with things like workouts, hydration, or reading. I add a monthly goals section to break down my yearly goals into smaller, manageable steps. This way I stay focused without feeling overwhelmed. For weekly or daily planning, you have a lot of options. For the dailies, it could be as simple as the day. I like to add the date. For this example, we'll use today's. And then we can add our tasks, such as going for a bike ride, or make a bullet journal video. A note could be, don't be boring. It could be whatever you want it to be. Here's a legend that will help you in labeling your tasks. With migration, if you don't finish a task on the scheduled day, you can always move it forward and notate that on the original task. Take what you want and leave all the rest. One of the best things about bullet journaling is adding collections. These are theme pages that cater to your interests. Some of my favorite ones are books to read, movies to watch, and a gratitude log. You can also create trackers for budgeting, fitness, or even brainstorming ideas for projects. These pages make your journal truly yours and add a lot of fun to the process. If you're into detailed planning, daily pages might be a better fit. They give you room to track your tasks, notes, and even meal plans. The key here is flexibility. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you. And don't forget, as you add pages, for instance, this books to read collection will be on page 3. We'll go back to our index and put 3 books to read. Before we wrap up, here's a few tips for success. First, don't stress about perfection. Your journal is a tool, not a masterpiece. Second, set aside time each week to update it. I like to take Sunday mornings at a coffee shop. Finally, be open to experimenting. If a layout isn't working, change it. The whole point is to make the system work for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video inspires you to set up your bullet journal for 2025. Let me know in the comments which spreads you're excited to try, or if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with somebody who you think would benefit from having a bullet journal. Happy journaling! I'll see you next time.